So my next guest on Conversation with the Creator is an international model who has done shoots all around the world. After this, she will share us her story and how social media has had a huge impact on her life. Hey guys, so we're back. I have Charlotte Ahern here.
Hello.
She's an international model, is that correct?
Yeah.
International, technically. And she's going to talk to us about her journey as a creator, from not just being a model, but other things that she's done. So we'll get started right away. So Charlotte, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I'm originally from England. I moved here 2 years ago now.
And by here, she means
Vancouver,
British Columbia.
Best place in the world.
She said it. I think there's a lot of great places around, but this is one of the best ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved here 2 years ago. Previous to that, I was living in England. I studied there, and then my degree's in marketing. I set up a little marketing business there.
Okay.
So I set up a little business while I was studying at university, which I got offered investment for in 2015.
Okay.
I declined it because I was like, hell no, I don't want to be based in an office. It's not really what I want to do in my life. And then I sold out, and it enabled me to start something completely new. So I traveled for a while, just like started a travel blog. I was blogging online. That didn't work out, so then I was like, hell, I want to be a model.
And it's one of those things, I think, in today's world that doesn't matter what you do, you don't have to be tied down to like one specific job or one specific role. And I think you're just a great example of that, because you went from marketing in the business world, the corporate world as they call it, and then you went to being a travel blogger, and then you decided to switch your careers and transition into modeling. I
guess it's all kind of intertwined though now, because like my degree and my expertise from my little business, that's all handy in my new business ventures, so all relates.
So why Vancouver out of all the places in the world?
Right, so I've traveled a lot, mostly over to the east. So I've been around Indonesia, all around Asia. I've probably spent a year in Thailand.
Oh wow,
I lived in Greece.
Yeah.
I've traveled a lot, and I just I wanted something different. It was either here or Australia.
Okay, yeah.
And they're totally different.
Yeah,
everyone was going to Australia, so I was like, I'm going to go to Canada. And I chose BC because it's the warmest climate.
Okay. What are your top 3 cities to visit now that you mentioned that you traveled all over the world? Or we can do top 5 if you like.
Maybe top 20?
You gotta do 5.
No. Okay. New York for sure is my favorite place in the world.
Is it for the food or the attraction or everything?
Just the glamour. I just love that. Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
It'll just be edited, don't worry.
New York, LA, Paris, London. Is that 4? Okay.
That's 4,
let's go with. This is a really difficult question. Havana, Cuba.
Oh, that's a new one. I've never heard anyone say that. Cuba. Pretty cool. So what kind of modeling have you done?
I've worked for some quite famous bridal brands. I did a shoot for Wilderly Bride, which is quite well known. But I'm so new into the modeling world, right? I've only been doing it 1.5 years. I mean, to progress that fast is quite, like I started modeling at 26, which is really late. So I'm working up to the bigger brands, but I have to put in the groundwork and build a foundation, you know? So I'm just working with photographers, and I'm with an agency, so I've done things for different brands, but nothing like super big yet.
Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, I'll get there. I'm sure of it.
Now that you're living in Vancouver, how are you finding that as a model? Do you find that you're getting more opportunities in Vancouver, or do you have to fly out east, or go down to LA more, or out of country?
Well, travel's like my big love in my life, right? So wherever I travel, I get shoots. that's easy enough to do. I get a lot, in fact the majority of my work I get through my Instagram. People contact me and ask me to shoot together or work on a project with them, and then yeah, we just collaborate through social media.
I think that's one of the great things, the way social media has progressed, and not just being something that you share with your friends, but also you can create a business around.
Yeah, it's like a new phenomenon, right? People are making hefty lifestyles out of this stuff. It's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah. So has social media had an impact on your modeling career in a positive way, or has it been negative, or a little bit of both, in your opinion?
Hands down positive.
Hands down positive.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I make the majority of my money through Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
Yep. Through getting gigs on there. So yeah, it's very positive for me, and the more followers I have, the more credible I become, and the more social proof I have, so that brands can pick me out and ask me to rep them.
Alright, so that's kind of building off that second question that I had for you. So I'm assuming there's a lot of brands that are approaching you and asking you to work with them. Do you usually accept any deal that's brought forth, or do you pick and choose? And is there a reason why behind that?
Yeah, so a lot of brands will contact me with great offers, but I mean, if it doesn't fit with the niche that I'm working towards, which at the minute my new business is based around liquor and lingerie.
And which we'll get into near the end, which is one of the questions that I had.
Yeah. So if it's not relatable to what I'm trying to progress and build my expertise around, then I usually won't do it for any kind of benefits.
So I think that's one of the important things, like if you are trying to build a business, build a brand, is to work with brands or companies that revolve around your niche.
Because if I didn't have that kind of rule, then I'd just see shiny baubles everywhere, like someone offering me for cars or for like cigarettes, anything, and it just makes me too broad. I really need to focus in on and do a couple of things really well, and then I can become an expert in that field.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Okay, so what are some strategies you recommend for anybody who's interested in being a model in 2018 and progressing forward? Whether it's social media or some suggestions you can recommend that you use.
Okay, I feel like social media is really the way forward in modern society because everyone's using it. I mean, the average person spends like 2 hours a day on there. For exposure, I think Instagram, because if you're modeling, it's going to be photographic. Yeah. So that's a way to build awareness.
And then from Instagram, sorry to interrupt you, but Instagram, are you just talking about like just posting images, or do you recommend doing the daily stories, or
sure.
What are some recommendations from Instagram that you have used?
The amount of businesses on Instagram now is growing. I think 70% of businesses are online with it now, and Instagram as a whole is growing. It's catching up to Facebook. Oh yeah, Instagram is the best one to use for models because all your work is pictures basically, but the stories as well are becoming more and more popular. I've been reading like a few articles on that. You get more engagement, building relationships with fans, followers, replying to their messages, comments. Sometimes it can be overwhelming if you have a lot of followers, but I always try to reply to my fans.
And that's one of the great things that you suggested, is not just like throwing pictures on Instagram, but also actually engaging with your community that you've developed. And you never know, it's like that one person who's followed you, it makes their day. You reply back, or you part of the comments, so on and so forth.
People are really into this Instagram thing. I mean, for a lot of people, it's a huge part of their life. So I think it's a great way for models to show what they're capable of and what kind of modeling they're into.
Have you heard any negative stories from modeling towards Instagram, or how can someone better protect themselves if they are going into this venture, into this transitioning into this career, to protect themselves as a model from other people?
Modeling has been slated in the past because people will sometimes take advantage, especially of the younger, newer models.
Yeah.
You just have to be quite smart and make sure that you do your research on each person that contacts. So everyone that contacts me to collaborate, I'll look at their portfolio. There's actually some groups on Facebook where you can write to different models, like, have you worked with this photographer? How is he? Like, and there's some good warnings out there.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy to keep safe as long as you're headstrong and do your research. Also, another thing that I'm going to work on is kind of not just being a model that's like, look at me, like my photos, but more of working towards a cause with it, like things that are actually going on in the real world, blogging about those, and like working towards helping with real issues that relate to my niche. So like alcoholism, trafficking, all that kind of like stuff that can be related with liquor and lingerie modeling.
So apart from being a model, I know that you're transitioning into starting your own business. And if you can tell us a little bit about that, that'd be great.
Okay. So I'm business minded, I always have been, and I had one successful business, one failed business. So this one's going to be third time lucky. Yeah,
and then one of the things that I'll kind of have to stop you there. It doesn't matter if you fail once or 10 times. It's always good because you learn as you progress.
Yeah. For sure.
And like I have worked with businesses that have failed, and I've learned a lot from them not to repeat that same mistake in the next business I've ventured off to.
Yeah, it's all a learning curve, and I think everything prepares you for the next thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't change any of my failed stuff because I've learned so much.
So yeah, so what else are you focusing on with liquor and lingerie? If you can just give us a better understanding of what that is.
Okay. And, it's like a website and a blogging platform. So I'm going to be writing about liquor, lingerie, recommending products, blogging about different things. And I want to build it into a credible brand where people can trust what I'm blogging about and hopefully consume whatever products I'm repping through sponsorships.
Okay.
But before that stage, I have to build the whole brand, right? To become the credible source and an informative, fun, like, source of information.
What are some of your favorite brands for your blog that you're thinking about working with?
Well, I have the huge ones, right? The dream ones.
Top five. We'll do top five each.
Okay. So if I'm really going to go up there, then obviously Victoria's Secret.
Okay.
That's the dream. I love champagne, so any champagne brand is good. And
champagne, not sparkling wine, correct?
Champagne from France. The real thing, the real deal.
Okay.
Yeah. But my big goals are like off the scale big. Like, I want to have my own products, make my own cocktail books.
Okay.
Yeah, cocktail books, like even my own lingerie brands.
Okay, cool.
But that's like way out in the future. So I have some short-term goals, long-term goals, and I recommend for anyone that's starting a business to like have 1-year goals, 3-year goals, and then the big 10-year goals.
And then, so since it's a newer venture for you, are you getting any help for your blog? Or?
Yeah, I have a business consultant that I'm working with, and he's like giving me time restrictions to get things done, making sure that I'm doing everything properly and legally as well. And
that's one of the important parts, that whatever you do, just make sure you're doing it by the book, because you don't want to get into trouble.
Yes, exactly.
Having a business consultant is really beneficial because they know the ins and outs of the area of
business. They've done it before, right?
Exactly.
So they know all the procedures and everything that you have to get done. And I really need that, because most of my businesses, really, I'm just winging it. I'm young. I've had 3. This is my 3rd business, but in all of them, I've kind of just been like, I didn't go to business school. I just became successful at something and then tried to monetize it.
And that's another great thing, what she said to that word, monetize. Whatever you're good at, doesn't mean if you're a model or if you're making slime, That one's related to slime clean, monetize. So with your new venture and your day-to-day lifestyle, what are some technologies that you use to help with your workflow as well as interacting with clients and your fans?
So I'm all about the Apple. I have a Mac.
Yeah.
I use that. I'm on that all day. If I'm writing articles, because I don't just write for my own blog, I write for online magazines, online blogs, just to get my exposure up. But yeah, I'm all on the tech all day long. Phone, bing, 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 all day long. And you want me to talk about like apps?
So what are your top apps on your phone that you use?
You're gonna laugh. Tinder, Bumble.
Okay.
For recreational use.
Okay.
But for work-wise, I use nothing. Banking? No. I use fitness apps. Car2Go. Lightroom.
I like Lightroom. So do you actually, that's another great one. So Lightroom, do you actually edit your images that you post on?
So when I'm working with clients for the agency, or if I'm working with them for Instagram, I don't usually get the pictures to keep myself because they own the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the images that you see on my Instagram more based around working with photographers on collaborations personally for me. Sometimes I edit them, most of the time they edit them, but I do know how to edit, and I do have Lightroom. I use that occasionally.
That's a great question. So the majority of these collaborations that you do, photographers, images, they didn't even give you any access to it, or they allow you to.
If I'm working for a brand through my agency, then generally I don't own the images, so I can't. There's copyright issues, and unless I have like written approval, yeah. So a lot of the time, the pictures that I post are personal collaborations with photographers. I do also do some unpaid collaborations if it's going to progress me or the photographer that I'm working with.
Okay, and then any of the things that we've discussed today, it'll be left underneath the like button, including your website, your Instagram page, and any way that you can. The best way to get in contact with Charlotte, it'll be all in the description.
Come visit me.
It'll be all in the description too. So what are some future projects that you've planned for the next few months or even the next year or so?
Okay, so coming up, I'm just daily working on my liquor and lingerie blog with the consultant to get all that set up, providing content, collabing with photographers for the kind of content that I want on my Instagram. Trying to monetize that some more, and then I'll be doing some traveling this summer. New York, I'm going to Greece for a while, and I'll be around Vancouver too. So if anyone's about in Greece, in NYC, I'll be happy to collaborate if you have some ideas.
When are you visiting Greece and New York?
New York will be end of May, and Greece will be July.
July. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody's watching this in Greece. So what's the best way of someone to get in contact with you if they want to talk to you, if they want to work with you?
Okay.
If it's a person or a brand, so on and so forth.
The best way would be to contact me on liquorandlingerie.com, and there's a tab there that says contact. Send me an email.
And then anything we've discussed, whether it's her publications or the website she's mentioning, it'll all be located down below in the one of these ones.
There.
One of these ones. So you can take a look at it. You can always go to her Instagram. It'll be at Charlotte Ahern. Right?
At Charlotte.
At Charlotte Ahern.
Ahern.
And
you totally said my name wrong.
Ahern?
Ahern.
Charlotte Ahern. Ahern. Charlotte Ahern.
Say it in an English accent.
Charlotte Ahern.
Charlotte Ahern.
Charlotte Ahern.
Very good. That's how you can find me on Instagram.
Yeah, that. And then I'll be leaving it.
In fact, maybe just spell it. Ahern.
One of those, yeah. As always, thank you for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye. Okay, so the next question I have for you is...
We should do outtakes for this. I think the outtakes are funnier than the thing. I picked the West Coast because it's warm.
West Coast, Best Coast?
Exactly. But it's called BC, which means bring cash. It's expensive as hell here. Do you think we're a bit far apart? It's like, maybe you don't want to be near me.
No, we'll start again, okay? I'll do it this way.
Yeah. Brand.
Yeah.
Branding.
Sponsor me. Alright, so what are some strategies that you recommend?
Outtakes. Yeah.
Showing?
No, only when you do this.
I'll do one of these. Okay, go on with your marketing.
This is family friendly.
So what kind of modeling have you done? Sorry, you got nothing in your...
Oh. Good to know. I feel like the way forward.
Oh, I'm not started yet.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But what would you maybe even my own lingerie line.
I got something in mind. I don't want to do this while you're...
Tourism BC. Tourism BC.
Tourism BC.
Sponsor us.